is the right way or no other way at all. Saying heading back to the farm. Heading back to the farm means that we were once there and either deliberately or otherwise we strayed away from there. And heading back means we are finding back our first love. We are going back to the farm for various reasons best known to us. Why we want to go to the farm is a question we should ask ourselves. And before I allow us to ponder about that, I would like to say to us that the farm is a good place. It is a good place. I'm a living testimony of that. If you are passionate enough about what you're doing, if you're sure of what you're doing, that is what will keep you going. Like, let me tell you that if you dread Monday morning, like you think Sunday evening, have tomorrow is Monday, oh God, it means you're not passionate about what you're doing. It means you're not enjoying what you're doing. If you enjoy your job, if you're happy about what you're doing, Monday mornings, you welcome it with open arms because it would be another opportunity for you to smile, to enjoy what you're doing, and to be good at it, and to impact people with what you're doing. So I said, you must be happy going back to the farm. The optimism. See, the bottom line of everything we've been saying here is, and it's a personal phrase for me, it's a personal line for me. You have to start small, but you have to have a big picture in mind. Start small with a big picture in mind. See, nobody wakes up being a Dangote or being an Otedola or being... No, it takes a gradual process. See, you have to know where you're going right from start point. You have to have an idea of where you're going. Nobody goes around with a plan not well mapped out, not doing what you want to do with your life, just waking up and sleeping. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be optimistic. You have to know that, okay, this is where I'm starting from, and in the next 5 years, there should be a roadmap, there should be set out goals. Next 5 years, this is what I want to become, this is what I want to do with my life. We should be optimistic about going back to the farm. The fun thing for me has always been my passion. I grew up loving working with my hands, working with nature, rearing things, keeping snails, keeping birds and all that. But it didn't come to fruition until when I was 7. So to the rich couple we have in the house, it's discussed for you. The NYSC scheme for us is a period of discovery, really. Most people say that the period of waste, most people they plan for you to be scrapped out and all that. No, it's not. I went to serve in Illinois and I was serving where I did not really like. I was serving with a multinational, I was serving with Coca-Cola company, and I didn't like what I was doing. Every day I woke up not liking what I was doing. And it was almost at the end of my service that I got to know that I was originally posted to the NYSC farm. And the farm is like 4 hours from Illinois town, so you can be sure of how dead and remote the place was. But I went back there, and you won't believe that the first thing I was starting with was to revive the farm, the NYSC farm. We were supposed to revamp it and revive it. And to the glory of God, yes, we did. But it did not stop there. While during my NYSC, there was this federal government initiative thing. It was called War Against Poverty. They gave coppers funds to fill forms, put up business ideas, forms of interest. I did it, and in like 2 months, I was called and shortlisted, and I got the first loan ever of my life. It was a 250,000 naira loan, non-interest. And I was like, really seriously, in Nigeria, a non-interest loan was as good as it was free for me. And I discussed with my folks. I told my parents I was going to take the loan. My father was really against it. My father was like, why would you want to take a loan? When you're done with service, you have the job. Like, so what do you want to use the loan for? If you want to buy things for yourself, you can tell us, we'll get them for you. And I was like, no, like, I know what I want to do with my life after NYSC. My father was like, okay, good. He was a real asshole. My father was like, good. And I took the loan. And okay, I'll skip the whole lot. I took that loan and I bought a piece of land. I bought an acre of land here in Ibadan with that loan. and with some personal savings, I bought that acre of land. And after I finished service, I told my father that I was just going to farming. And that was another real serious headache. And my father was like, how would you want to go to farming? Have you ever heard about a young person being a farmer? You're supposed to retire in farming, this, that. And I told my father was my decision, and we sat down, we talked about it, and there was a consensus, myself, my father, my mother, and all of that. And my father was like, okay, if you can sort out some capital, because I'm sure you know that farming would take plenty of capital and all that. And I was like, okay, I will see what would happen then, one step at a time. Okay, then after I got that land, I told my father that I was going to start with my fancy, which has a farm around, that I was going to start a training with her on the job training. And you won't believe that I thought it was going to be a training for me. She was even paying me for me learning from her. And I thought that, wow, that was a good value for me. So I did that, and in the process of doing that, I keep writing things, I keep doing things. I was needed with what I was doing, and while I was going to leave that training thing, and there was the UWI program, the bank person talked about, and it was on radio. It was just listening to Splash FM on radio, and I heard about the UWI program. And I was like, why not? I qualified for this program. I'm a youth, I'm a Nigerian, I have a business idea. I don't have enough money to finance my idea. I could go in for this program. And yes, I submitted my application, and there's a place of not giving up, really, because it was on the final day of submission. It was on the deadline day that I submitted my application. It was almost like the last year of it. I stayed up all night for days. I was submitting my application online, it was bouncing back. I was submitting, it was bouncing back. But I finally submitted, and I got shortlisted for a training, and I keep telling people, see, once you get to a level of education, once you get to a level of training, once you get, like, living this all right now, I'm sure that some people would be forced into action. I got to a level with training that I kept on telling people that even if I didn't get that grant, I was good for it. Because they didn't spare anything training. And for all you care to know, I did not know anybody in that whole UWI process. I did not know one single person. I did not even meet anybody one-on-one. And yes, the UWI grant thing came. So if you have an idea and you're thinking of how to finance it, there are plenty of ways to finance it. I've spoken about two personal experiences. There's the federal government working for property for purpose. I keyed into that. I got the grant of 250, and that was the bedrock of my business. And to the glory of God, I've been 3 years into business now. I started small. I started with 500 posts. Right now, I have 4,000 dollars. Thank you.
Automobile expert, also known as mechanic, Mr. Tunde Onokoya, also discussed with our audience. This is what he said.
My name is Tunde Onokoya, and I am a mechanic. At some point I referred to myself as a green monkey. For people who know me a little bit, they know that for real I am a mechanic. What I do is repair cars. And just when you think it's impossible to do those things, you find out that it's quite easy, it's quite simple, and anybody can actually do what I do, if you feel it's what you want to do. Now, the topic I've been given to discuss on the topic is a bit, let me say, complicated, because I've been told to discuss following your passion. I consider it a very complicated topic because there are always two sides to a coin. It starts with the question, what is passion? What is passion in itself? Because I consider it very abused a lot of the times when people say, oh, this is my passion, and then the next moment, this is my passion, and then the next moment, this is my passion. The same way I've had a lot of musicians, when you ask them, when did you start singing? They tell you, oh, I started singing when I was 2 years old. Are you saying everybody started singing when they were 2 years old. How come we're not getting choruses all over the place?